Duty mentality, and I'm here with Roberto and Sergeant Marcus. I don't want to introduce them. I want them themselves to introduce themselves, right? So, Roberto, can you start with who you are?
Um, Roberto Armas. I am active duty in the military. I also fight for BKFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
And then Sergeant Marcus.
Yes, sir. Sergeant Marcus. Been in the Air Force now almost 8 years, active duty. Currently a special warfare recruiter for Eastern South Florida.
All right, all right. And today I have a unique opportunity to actually get to interview Roberto with Sergeant Marcus. We want to kind of deep dive into his story, figure out like who he is behind the uniform, right? A lot of people think that just because we are in the Air Force that we can't do anything else. So here we are on like a Friday night, just getting to know each other, right? So I actually want to start this off with a video, um, and then we'll go into more of who he is after. Something quick, short, to the point. And you want to more, better explain that to us?
Well, did the audio cut on? Because I couldn't hear it.
Okay, you guys didn't hear it? Okay.
No.
All right. So we're having technical difficulties on that one. But with your experience, what kind of got you started in doing the bare knuckle fighting?
Well, it was just legalized 5 years ago in Wyoming. That was the first sanctioned bout. And I've been kind of on and off then. I started doing martial arts when I was 16. I joined the military when I was 18. So since then, I've had some commanders that have let me do MMA, and I've just kept picking up experience. I ended up out for BFC about two and a half years ago. Hold on. um, and then up, and I got approval from the command to do it since I've been doing martial arts for quite a bit, and I'm 6 fights in to BKFC, enjoying my time in the service and fighting.
Perfect. And then, so somebody asked, how do you do professional fighting while in active duty?
It's another job. What we kind of do at work is I have a pull-up bar there at work, and I'm doing pull-ups. If I get a chance to do some push-ups, sit-ups, it's part of my workout. And then as soon as I'm out of work, I take a small nap, eat, and I go straight to a 6 mile, and then my boxing class. Come right out, cook dinner, and put them away for tomorrow, and do it all over again.
Okay. And then let's see. So, I want to introduce Sergeant Marcus as well. Let's go ahead and let's go a little bit more into who you are.
Yeah, I'm from New Jersey, and I joined the Air Force for opportunity. That's the truth, right? The Air Force is going to give you that opportunity. There's hundreds of different ways that the Air Force can help you. And when I joined, 8 years ago, I had no idea I'd be in the position I am today. And being a special warfare recruiter, right, we're looking for similar types of people like Roberto that want to go and join the fight, that want to go and support their country at that elite level, right? And it's my job to get out there. So this is a super great experience that we get to collaborate with GB himself and Roberto, talk about his Air Force journey and how he can work his Air Force career, right? And still do what he's passionate about on the side. And that's just one opportunity that the Air Force has to offer. What I do on the side is I'm a fitness guru. I do all types of fitness events. I'm not quite as strong as GB, but we're hitting 225 for a couple reps and doing mud runs and Spartan runs and high rocks, doing all these types of events. And the Air Force, again, allows me to work my 9 to 5, right? And then train in the evenings, train on the weekends, and gives me the opportunity to go and do these fitness events that I love to do.
Okay, okay. And then, Roberto, we have a question for you. Does the military drop you from service if you have an injury from fighting?
I haven't crossed that path. They are aware. We have to do high risk activity waivers. So that is one thing that I discussed with my commander, and one thing that we talked about was if I did feel like I was getting too hurt, then I had to stop because my primary work is the Air Force.
Yeah.
But alongside that, I did tell him, like, I work out 6 days a week. 2 days, so I'm at a very elite physical level, to the point where I do this to avoid getting punched.
Yeah, I do appreciate your time here. Again, work-life balance. We still got our families that we go home to. So, right now, again, we have a Roberto on here with bare knuckle fighting while still serving in the Air Force. So, if you have any questions for him, drop them in the chat. We also have Sergeant Marcus here, who can be your special warfare recruiter, who can answer any questions you may have. So, always feel free to drop questions as we keep on going through this. So, for this segment, I need Sergeant Marcus's help. Like I said, we got some difficulties going on in the chat, so I'm gonna turn it over to him really quick, and kind of just have like a back and forth with Roberto, and we can see if we can get these videos started.
Yeah, man, take your time, do your thing. So, funny enough, what I learned from talking with Roberto is we started out the same Air Force career, being air transportation, right? So, we're loading airplanes from things from as small as an envelope to as large as a tank, helicopters, all that good stuff, taking care of people, putting people in cargo. Yeah, putting people in cargo where they need to be, right? Um, and my path was to apply for recruiting and give back and let people know that if you feel stuck, whether that be financially, you're still at your mom and dad's house, to show you that there's opportunity out there far more than you would imagine. And then Roberto's story, like, he joined the Air Force for his reason, right? But his passion is fighting, and the Air Force allows you to do both of those things. So, um, I'm super honored to be able to meet you, and I hope to come out to some of your fights.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'll definitely get you out there. Yeah, likewise.
So,
I was not doing anything after high school, and I wanted to go to college and get some of that stuff done. And I did want to continue doing martial arts. So, hey guys, you go to sleep. Yeah, that work life balance. One
yep.
that did me in the military was my kids. I needed some health care for them. I wanted stability, um, and safety for them. So the military gave me all that stuff, and I'm forever grateful. Especially like them letting me fight. It's big for me.
And let me ask you this: where are you from originally? Where'd you recruit out of? And then, what do you remember your why? Do you remember why you walked into that Air Force recruiting office?
There was a couple of whys. My brother was Army, so he said, if you're gonna do it, join the Air Force.
That's
Uh,
a fact.
yeah, and I looked at college, and I didn't want to take a student loan out, so the military was gonna give me the GI Bill, and that was the first thing that initially caught my attention, and I didn't see too many other options where I'm from. So
Where are you from?
I took South Texas, San
South
Benito,
Texas.
Texas. Called.
Yeah.
That there aren't a lot of opportunities. So
Right.
I took a chance. The Air Force took a chance on me too, and 6 years later, I decided to re-enlist, and now I'm next month will be year 17.
17 years in the Air Force.
17
Yeah.
years in the Air Force, close to
Awesome.
20 doing martial arts.
Awesome. Right. So we're coming from different stories, different whys. My why is literally I just wanted opportunity. Right. I need to get out of the Jersey Shore, and explore new opportunities and things like that. I'm gonna answer a question in the chat. 5-star Jesus. I've been dedicated to training since my freshman year. My goal is to apply for special reconnaissance. But what happens if I don't make it the first time? Is there still opportunities to go to A&S? So the first thing I'm gonna hit on is remove those negative thoughts that you're not gonna make it. If you have that mindset going into this, then you won't make it. You need to remove that mindset and say and tell yourself every single day that you will make it, because the only thing stopping you is yourself. And then, is there opportunities? Yes. The special warfare community is a critically manned career field, right? We need people in the special warfare community to take care of that future fight. So you are able to come out and talk to the special warfare squadrons and things like that to try out for special warfare later on in your career. There's some memorandums in place. Your leadership supervisors will be able to help you with that process if you're once you get in the Air Force.
So to add to that, you hear it from a lot of guys that have done special warfare. It's a lot of it's mental. As somebody who gets up and works out 3 times a day, it is definitely rough. It's not easy to maintain peak physical condition, especially with cardio or lifting weights or doing anything like that. So you need to have the discipline to get up, do it every single day. Look at different routines. If you can't, you got at a point where you're not gonna break. If you push yourself, then I guarantee you somebody else is gonna be pushing you as hard as you push yourself.
Yeah, man, that's facts. Real quick now, it's gonna dive into a little quick ad, right? Quick little video from none other than. You get this right. You able to hear that one?
It's okay.
You hear the beginning of that?
Just heard the music.
The music, okay. We are doing this live, so
Yeah.
I do appreciate your all's patience. But really quick to keep this going, do we have any more questions in the chat? All right. Yeah. So there's a little bit of a background on this. I was talking to actually one of Roberto's troops, and he actually mentioned that I needed to get on, needed to get connected with him and needed to talk to him. So, I hit him up, and luckily within what was it, 2 hours? 2 hours, he said that you'll do it. So when it comes to the support that you're providing us for this opportunity is amazing. I do thank you for your time on this. So, I just wanted to make sure I told you that, like, I'm very, grateful that you were able to take time out of your day to come on here and help people tell your story too. So, with that being said, really quick, I want to ask you, um, how do you balance it all?
How do I balance it all? I don't. I don't. That is, I can probably break down my routine down to the hour, and I think that's probably what's most like what stands out the most. Whenever people want to go hang out or do something, and I tell them like I can't. I don't have time. I love fighting, and I've made sure that if this is what I want to do and really really commit to it, then that's what I'm diving into now. It's a mindset. I mean, I used to go out and have fun and stuff, but now just you know, there's 3 things that I do: is go to work, work out, and do my schoolwork.
Yeah. So, right back to you, Sergeant Marcus, as well. You being a special warfare recruiter. We all were air trans. I know you were talking earlier about the air trans. I was air trans as well. I felt like it was a lot easier in the air trans to balance the work life. How are you doing out there?
I'm doing all right out here in South Florida. It's definitely a completely different change of pace, right? Being air transportation, it's a lot of physical work and things like that, which has helped me transition into this career field. Um, it's just a lot of conversations, right? And I take a lot of pride and joy into it because just like this stream and this podcast. It might just take a 10-second conversation or maybe a 10-minute conversation to allow a young man and a young woman to figure out what it is they want to do with their life. And that's where I take pride. I answer the phone all the time, whether that be calls or texts or emails, just because I want to give people the information to allow them to make the decision for themselves, right? We're not here as recruiters to come to your house and make you sign contracts. There's no tricks in this game. We're very blunt and upfront. And when it comes to the special warfare side of the house, I'm going to test you physically. I'm going to test your mental grit. Just even in this early recruiting process, because when you get down there to basic military training and you go through these pipelines, you're going to be pushed beyond your limits. And the reason for that is you need to make sure that you're taken care of before you could take care of somebody else, right? When you're on the airlines, they say put your mask on before someone else. That same thing applies to life, especially within the Air Force, right? Roberto probably wouldn't be as successful as he would if he didn't balance that work-life thing, taking care of himself physically, mentally, taking care of his family. He's not going to be that professional fighter that he is today. I'm not going to be the person I am if I don't take care of myself. So we squeeze the time in there as recruiters and as professional side gigs, right? Like Roberto does, and then you and your fitness journey, GB. We squeeze it in there though, for sure.
And then we have one of our recruiters from Russellville asking, how important is special warfare?
I think you're muted.
Okay.
Me? I don't know.
Oh, can you hear me now? Hello. All right.
Can you hear me, Marquez?
Is that better? There we go.
I'm good. I can hear everyone.
Okay, perfect. Let me see. Yeah, we're all good. Can you hear us now?
I can.
Okay. There we go. Is that better now?
I don't think you can hear us.
Oh boy. Yeah, there's nothing on our end. So he's doing.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. So pretty much, what's your plan? Like, how far are you going to take the fighting?
Well, me personally, I'm about 3 years left to retirement. I would like to open up a gym and to help out the community, and from there, that's it. I'm getting my degree just to get it, but I manage professional fighters also, and I think that's where I'm going to move on to the next 3 years.
Okay. All right. So we lost his. He can't hear us down there. So next question is going to be, how important is special warfare?
Can you hear us?
Let's see. I want him to. I texted out the chat, so I want to see if he can see it. If he starts talking, I'll stop.
Very important. It's the tip of the spear. You know, it almost feels like everything we do is to support these guys at the end, you know?
Yeah. So, all right. Let's see if we have any questions for you. Scrolling through it. It says, how long, I guess this is a question for me. How long do you need to be a senior airman before becoming a recruiter? You're going to have to pretty much be selected for it. And I got told, reaching out to your chief to get nominated, rallying up to the chain of command, right? And just trying to be a good fit for Air Force recruiting. And let's see. Do we have any more questions for Roberto? Pretty much. Okay, so you guys just going on. Okay, so he has this going on his phone. So are you able to talk? Because I know we couldn't hear you, but or you couldn't hear us, but we could hear you.
Does he have comms back on?
What was that?
I don't think. Can he see us?
Yep, I can see him. He said he can
Yeah,
see
how's
us.
that? There might be a slight
Oh yeah,
echo there
there it
for
is.
a second.
Does he have
There we
comment
go.
back on?
All right, we're just asking a couple more questions because I do got to get to him. He has a lot of important events coming up, so we definitely want to
I don't
address
think.
that.
Can he see us?
Record it.
Yeah.
I can see him. He said,
Yeah, how's that?
Oh yeah, there it is.
All right, so there's like a 2-minute delay. I'll go ahead and talk about.
a couple more questions because I do got to get to him. He has a lot of important events coming up, so we definitely want to address that.
Can you hear?
All right, we're gonna have to invite him back. So, there we go. All right, do we have you back now? This is not pre-recorded. This is live. So this is this is why we need to chat. If you have questions in the chat while we're doing this, go ahead and ask. I appreciate it. We have one of our Marine recruiters out there, Lamont Cordell. We definitely gonna have to get this organized a little bit better next time, but we're gonna make this work. And again, I appreciate you all for giving me some grace on this. It's the second one ever, so
Can you guys
we're
hear
gonna
me?
make it. Hey,
Yeah.
we hear you now.
All right.
We
Cool,
got
cool,
you.
cool, cool. My bad.
No worries. So, we do got to answer that pressing question: how important is special warfare?
So it's the number one mission, right, in military service in and of itself. Air Force Special Warfare are assets, and we work alongside of the Green Berets and the MARSOC of the Marines and the Navy SEALs and the Green Berets of the Air Force or the Army, right? So it's the number one priority, and why? We need to stay ready, right? You stay ready, you never got to get ready, and for that future fight. We don't know what that is, or how or when it will come, but we need to stay ready for that, and we need those brave individuals. We need those people that know discipline, that will push themselves beyond the limits and take care of themselves, and then really take care of what the nation is asking you to do. There's 100 different ways and that you could talk about how important it is, but really it all comes down to that the taking care of the mission, really, at that elite level.
Okay.
Do you know what percentage of the Air Force is warfare, special warfare?
1% of the 1%, right? So we always talk about 1% of the Air Force, right? We talk about 1% of people join the Air Force, the whole population of the United States, and then within that 1% are special warfare airmen.
That's pretty awesome. It's the same with like when you get the general question, you're in the Air Force, are you a pilot? And I'm like, no, that's like less than
Yeah.
1%. The Air Force is a pilot.
Yeah.
Exactly the
I actually
same.
want to follow with the 1% of the 1% because I feel like you're the 1% of the 1% as well. Being a fighter. Do you know how many bare knuckle fighters there are out there?
Oh, not many. I think of countries that still do it. Russia does it, and the UK does it. And it's a popular sport. So it originated from, it was the original boxing. So from the original boxing, it used to be bare-fisted. It evolved into a traditional glove boxing that you see now. But we're getting back to the roots of it. It's a totally different fighting style. When you see guys blocking and covering with their gloves, you can't do that in bare knuckle boxing. You got to be a little bit faster to the punch, strikes, and high volume strikes. It's easy to get cut, so you got to avoid that as much as possible.
I appreciate it. All right. So, I heard that you just did an event. I was wondering if you could break down that event. Like, how were you able to get the Air Force involved with it, and how were you able to, represent the Air Force while you were down there?
So, when I first started doing bare knuckle boxing, I kind of didn't really let anybody know. I mean, I did get my forms, the appropriate forms filled out, high risk activity waivers, and I was approved by the Air Force to get a job. But I didn't know what the initial crowd reaction was going to be, especially among my peers. So I didn't really let anybody else know. Um, and as time progressed, everybody was embracing it when they started finding out. Uh, and up all the way up until now. So I participated in Sturgis, South Dakota, the big bike rally, and I believe there was a 15,000 in attendance. It was a very very large event. They had it outdoors at the Buffalo Chip, and I spoke to the Air Force Recruiting Command, and they let me take permissive TDY as long as I was, kind of showing that I was a part of the Air Force and, uh, bringing it to light. So when I walked out, I took a couple shots, but I had the Air Force flag with me in the front, and it was a proud moment for me to kind of combine all the work that I've been doing off work, and my normal everyday job.
Yeah, no, that's very huge, and I do have some of those photos, and we will be collaborating with the post after this to definitely highlight that because watching that story, going through your all your events is very you're one of one. I'll tell you that you're one of one. Um, but for Sergeant Marcus, we had, and I see, I'm pretty sure you saw the same question I saw, so you had some time to prep. You cheated a little bit, but what makes special warfare better than the other branches' special operations?
So to say better, I think is the wrong right. Is a wrong way to go about that question, because each branch and each agency brings their skill set to the table. MARSOC does their mission, the SEALs do their mission, the Green Berets do their mission, and AF Spec War has their mission. So to say that one is better than the other is kind of a wrong way to go about it. What I will say is it's known that the Air Force Special Warfare Airmen are trained to the same level as all of those other branches and then some. Um, we go to a lot of all the similar schools where everybody's going to airborne school and sniper schools and things like that. But what I like to say is that the Air Force is a smaller component. AF Spec War is smaller with a very large budget. So therefore, you get a lot of fun toys, and you're getting all that own gear within the special warfare community. They invest in you, so you're going to keep all of the stuff that the Air Force gives you and assigns you to accomplish the mission, um, which is invaluable in and of itself. But to say that one is better than the other, I'm not here to say that. I'm not a special warfare operator. So I can't really speak on that. But what I will say, it's a one team, one fight mentality. Without them and without us, without them and without Air Force Special Warfare, the mission can't get done.
Yeah, that's 100% true as well. We definitely need everybody out there, and I mean, it's like you said, it's already hard to find the 1% of the 1%. So if you are really out there and you're really dedicated to it, you're not going to have we shouldn't have to be the ones that motivate you to get up in the morning and work out. We're going to be the ones that want to guide you to your career. So really quick, speaking of that, being like a guide and mentor, Sergeant Marcus, do you have any events coming up yourself?
Yeah, I mean, a big part of the Air Force Special Warfare recruiting is for brand awareness. Air Force Special Warfare doesn't have a lot of the movies that the Navy SEALs got, and
I got
God bless all of them. Yeah, Godspeed to all those people and all the movies and the war fighters that we love and represent. But we do branding, we do marketing. So all over South Florida, which is my area of responsibility, I'm hosting beach workouts, CrossFit events, Spartan races, these types of events, because those are the like-minded individuals. If you're a physically fit individual, that's one part of the battle already done. So I like to go out to those events. I enjoy it. And then upcoming next weekend on August 17th, we're going to be at Muscle Beach, Venice Beach, California, with Painkiller, who is an organization that's partnered with Special Warfare. We're going to have the Air Force Special Warfare Crucible course out there. It's about 45 to 60 minutes of straight partnered workout because you need to rely on your partners to succeed in this world and in this career field. We're going to be out there all day from 6 in the morning until we're done over there in Venice Beach, California, Muscle Beach, August 17th.
Yes, I wish you would have told me. We could have gone out there. We could have. I'm pretty sure we would have easily won. So I guess, and I
Yeah.
know why we weren't invited. I
Yeah.
understand that. but let's see. I know we talked earlier, Roberto. Like, what's your plans for your next fight? And then we're not like doing your fighting. How are you training? What's your training different? How is training different from a fight coming up and a fight not coming up? If that makes sense. Like, what's your
So what we call it camp. Typically, camps are 6 to 8 weeks prior to your fight. But one of the biggest downfall from I guess the lower level of martial arts to the high level is talent only takes you so far. So I try to stay consistent. I've been taking a break to give my body a rest because I just fought last Saturday. But I intend to get back to sorry, my son is coughing. I intend to get back to a daily routine workout this coming week. It's not going to be as intense, so I might not be running 6 miles a day, but I most definitely will be running, maybe cutting down to 3. But it's just it is a lot of work, so I just don't try. I try not to be too intense with it, especially because I like it so much.
Yeah. All right. No, again, I wanted to thank you for your time here. I don't want to keep you up too late on a Friday night, away from your family. So, we're about to wrap it up some. Last call for questions on here. Again, we have Roberto bare knuckle fighting in the Air Force, representing the Air Force, having that work-life balance. We went over some of his stories. And then we got Sergeant Marcus as well, Special Warfare Recruiter, with an event coming up. I believe you said it was the 17th of
Yeah,
September?
17th of August, next Saturday.
August. Whoa.
Um, next weekend, next Saturday, it's hosted by Painkiller, right? And their mission is to inspire through growth and action through movement. So it's going to be a lot of CrossFit style training, CrossFit style movements, and then, like I said, we're going to have the Crucible times Painkiller workout circuit to really test everybody's grit. It's going to be a great time over here on Muscle Beach, Venice Beach, California, August 17th.
Perfect. And five star Jesus, go ahead and then look up Marcus the Recruiter and go ahead and send him a message. Let's see what we can do with your process, because that's something that we definitely you could probably say the stream was for you, right? Like you came here for a reason, and we found the Special Warfare Recruiter for you. So again, thank you all for your time. We're gonna wrap this one up, and we'll have some more videos of them added into the YouTube video because we had technical difficulties. But we're gonna make sure that the video that gets shared out will be better than the quality of the stream, which I will take all responsibility on. I would do better. And again, thank you all for your time. And we'll catch you next week or in 2 weeks, because next week we'll be in Houston. So in 2 weeks, we'll have the next episode.
Hey, GB, thanks for this opportunity. Roberto, good to meet you, man. Good luck on your next fight.
Yeah, it was nice, guys. Thanks for having me. I hopefully you guys catch the next fight. Now that you guys know, we're looking forward to putting some more Air Force stuff out there.
Oh yeah, well definitely. I need to know when your next fight is as well. If you can send me a message whenever you do have that fight, we'll definitely reach out to the recruiter in that area to make sure that we can support you supporting us pretty much. So
sounds good.